Om Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Yomavat Vyapta Dehaye Dakshina Murtaye Namaha. Om. Anything intelligently put together to serve a purpose presupposes knowledge. Like this room, intelligently put together, presupposes knowledge. When we can trace such knowledge, the required knowledge, for a room, for this mic, for this light, in people who have that knowledge, conscious beings. There are things for which we can't trace. Generally, we impute that to nature. Nature means it's a conclusion of a lazy mind. Nature, is it intelligent or unintelligent? If this human body or any living organism and even the universe, the setup, all these definitely are imputed to nature. All these are put together. Your eyes are put together and intelligently put together, therefore they are available for understanding, study and understanding. So that means all these presuppose knowledge. That knowledge always rests in a conscious being. Knowledge cannot be to an object which is insentient. If knowledge rests in a conscious being, the knowledgeable and skillful creates. So this is what generally the theologies all theologies of all religions say as God, Theo. The problem is why we switch back to nature because we dismiss God. If anybody says, I don't believe in God, I ask the person, which God you are talking about? He doesn't believe in a God of his own concept, her own concept, he or she. I don't believe in God. Which God? What is your concept? Please tell me. When you tell me, I will prove how it is not believable at all. It is illogical. You can't believe something which is absolutely illogical. You believe something beyond reason, or you believe something that can be verifiable. You don't believe something that is absolutely illogical. If I say, outside there is a mounted horse, the police, sometimes in New York you get all this. It's a mounted horse, just now arrived. You will say, Swamiji has ESP. ESP means what? Extra sensory perception. ESP. You can give the benefit of doubt to me. I got beard, I look odd, I must have this perception too. That's all what is required to convince you. So I can have extrasensory perception because it's not logical. It is above reason. You can impute extrasensory perception to me and go and verify. When you go there, it is not there. If you come and tell me it is not there, it is gone already. I can say that. Still, I can continue to be a Baba, understand? Means sadhu, I'm telling. If I make another statement, I have, one flower I always want. Yeah, instead of picking up something else. This is good. I got a lot of odd things here. But yeah. I have a flower in my hand. Listen to this. I have a flower in my hand. Therefore, there should be a horse standing outside. What is this therefore? This is called therefore logic. What is therefore logic? Whenever a person uses the word therefore, there must be some logic. Otherwise, you can't use the word therefore. So, since I have used the word therefore, there must be some logic. This is called therefore logic, understand? This is illogical. You cannot accept this, you can't believe this, you should not believe this. If you believe this, God save you, okay? It is illogical, absolutely illogical. God sitting in one place creating the world, while it is okay for you to accept, a conscious being who has all the knowledge, because we are talking of the all with all the possibilities, And therefore all knowledge can be imputed to that conscious being. The giver, as I said yesterday, something, flower, I don't know. I think it got angry. How can you say I am an odd thing? You have to use me. It's okay. So that assumption, it's not even a presumption, it's an assumption. Because there are some logical problems there. I don't want to get into that. That assumption that there is a Theo who has all the knowledge and who must have all the skill, because the product is here, the Jagat is here, my body is here, we are all here. And therefore, whatever that skill involved in this Jagat production, Jagat means universe. The world is not a good word. Even universe is not a good word. Good word for me in the sense I have to include my body, mind, sense complex. All the life forms also. Because all these are put together. And therefore, the world does not include that. Universe is generally physical cosmos. Now, if you include every living organism with its anatomy, etc., then the word should be Jagat. Understand? That which is in time and space is Jagat. So, this time-space bound Jagat is here, and therefore one can assume the conscious being having the knowledge and the skill. The question, where is that God? That conscious being, all-knowing, is what we say Ishvara in Sanskrit, or Isha. Isha or Ishvara, Ishavasyam idam sarvam. That Isha, the word is used. Or Ishvaraha, that word is used. It is this Ishvara we say Vishnu, Lord, Narayana, etc., Shiva. So this Ishvaraha, this Lord, let us use the word Lord now. In fact, that is the literal meaning. Where is this Ishvara? The question itself is wrong, because unless you know what is Ishvara, you can ask the question, where is Ishvara? It is something like asking me, where is Swami Dayananda? Suppose you ask me, where is Swami Dayananda? Somebody asked me also. I was going from Madras to Delhi to go to Rishikesh. I am sitting in this corner, 3 seats. In the middle, one fellow is sitting from Australia, I came to know later. He cannot fit in this seat. He removes this hand rest and sits there. Half the fellow is upon me. He pulls out an address and asks me whether I know this person. And the address is Swami Dayananda, Purani Jhadi, Rishikesh. There is only one Swami Dayananda in Purani Jhadi. Rishikesh, there are many Dayanandas. Purani Jhadi Dayananda is me. He is asking me. Now, I have all options. I can say I don't know. And give him a surprise later. Go and find out there. Whatever. Or I can say that I am Swami Dayananda, whether you like or not. I told him, because he doesn't know who is Dayananda, therefore he is asking me the question. First you should know what that Ishvara is, then only you begin to search for his location. You cannot ask me a question without understanding who is that person. Where is that person? I looked around, he is not here. Yeah, he may be around. You don't know. First let us arrive at what is that Ishvara, and thereafterwards you can ask, if there is a necessity, you can ask the question, where? Understand? This is all simple reasoning. Simple. Doesn't take a great intellect. But it does take an intellect, understand? This is not emotional feeling. I feel God. This feeling God is a problem. Tomorrow you will feel something else also. It does take an intellect. You can't leave it at home and then come here. If it is Ramayana, perhaps yes. You don't need an intellect. Perhaps it's a story after all. You can sleep. And then you can wake up. One good thing about Ramayana is when you wake up after half an hour, 45 minutes, Rama will be still in the forest. So you won't lose much. No reflection upon Ramayana. I'm just telling, it's a vast canvas of a story which has got certain things to tell us, really. But here it is learning. It's like a classroom. It does take an intellect, but one need not have an extraordinary one. That I should ask first the question, what? Thereafterwards think about the location, if there is a necessity. If you understand what is space, you won't ask the question, where is space? If you understand what is time, you won't ask the question, where is time? If you understand what is Ishvara, perhaps you will not ask the question, where? And you look around and say there is no God here, because we think that everybody else is different. God is another uncle. Therefore, this theological conclusion, God in heaven created this world, is the conclusion of a primitive theologian. All these religions, world religions, are all from tribes, you remember. They're all tribal religions. The founders of religion are the people who talked about something on whose words the religions are founded, whether they wanted to found the religions or not. They are all interpreted by intellects, understand? Whatever they could interpret, understand, they interpreted. So if one intellect interprets something, then another intellect also should look into the interpretation. You can't simply swallow. And some of them cannot be swallowed. They are pumpkins. Here, this God in heaven created the world. Yesterday, I told you what all problems it creates. This problem is once and for all solved in the Gita, in the Upanishad, which is the source book of Gita. Mattaha idam sarvam. Lord Krishna says, Maya tatam idam sarvam. From me all these have come. By me all these are sustained. Yato yamani bhutani jayante yena jatani jivanti. From which all have come, by which all are sustained. That won't be the case of a pot. Pot is born of a pot maker, but it is not sustained by the pot maker. You are the one you are not even sustaining it. It is sustained by that very material of which it is made, as we pointed out yesterday. I cannot leave the clay and bring the clay pot. In fact, we have a lot of inquiry here with reference to the reality of the pot. Is there such a thing called a pot which has its own being? No. You cannot even imagine a pot without another substance. Human beings are capable of imagination. Look at Star Wars, Star Treks. From Mars, the fellows have, the Martian man. He comes in a particular, that guy? Martian. In Mars, there is no life at all. He is called Martian guy. Because until another Martian comes, this fellow will pass all right, This is how you become Miss Universe also. We are capable of imagination. We make the animals talk. Just imagine a pot without a substance like clay or copper. Think of anything without another substance. Think of a car. What is car? If I ask you, you will say, this is car. I will say, this is steel. Paint, steel. That is car. I find there is rubber, there is air, there is water, there is gas, there is steel, there is plastic, there is leather perhaps. These are the things I see. Where is car? I want to see car like I see steel. I want to see car, C-A-R, an object for that. He says, no, there is no object minus all this. All these put together called car. Oh, then so we put them together. Put some rubber. Even a pneumatic tire, you can put it there. Air is there. Pneumatic means, with inflated tire, with air. So tire is there, steel is there, and the water, you pour some water. And then all these plastic, resin, everything that has gone into the car, put it there, make a pile, and car will take you to places. They will sit upon the pile, pour gas. Pour gas, not enough, because car doesn't start unless you ignite it. Then ignite. Then let us see how do you travel. You will travel. It's a different type of travel. Different type of travel. Yadgatva nanivartante. You go and never come back. That kind of a travel. A vertical travel. So what is this car bekar? It is intelligently put together. That is why the Ford has been asking for the past 5 years or 6 years. Did you ever drive a Ford? Lately. They say lately, little later. Because it is not enough. 5 years before this question was asked, you answered yes. Then next year also you asked lately. That means new Ford. 55, 90, 95. Then 96. Lately you should keep trying. That means they are intelligently so improving the car. So this year you think this is the best. Next year it is different. It's more improved. Means they are progressively improving the car. Human knowledge being limited, it can be improved upon. Intelligently put together. And therefore we find you cannot think of even a car without thinking of all this. You can't think of shirt without thinking of fabric. Without fabric, you can also wear some kind of a shirt out of paper. These days, that also disposable. In the hospitals, they give you a gown-like thing, they give you a shirt-like thing you wear, and then disposable. It's over. Dispose. One time, one wear. Kam ho gaya, to throw. You can wear. Out of newspaper, you can make a shirt and wear. And we had seen this some time before. There was a movie that then the fellow will come with this shirt with all this newspaper on, and that is Avara hu. That is the one. You remember that? Yeah, it's a newspaper shirt. But think of a shirt without thinking of another substance. It's just not possible. Look at this, what you are in for is something very, very big, please understand. Every object that you think of you cannot think of without thinking of something else. Even that object you cannot think of without thinking of something else. Your shirt you cannot think of without fabric, without thinking of fabric at the same time. You can't think of fabric without thinking of yarn. You can't think of yarn without thinking of fibers. You can't think of fibers without thinking of molecules. If you don't know, but they are there, you have to know. And the molecules you cannot think of without atoms. You cannot think of an atom without particles. You cannot think of a particle without thinking of yourself, please. That's how it is. The observer is very important in the process. If you think of a particle as a wave, you decide, therefore it's wave. You can measure it as a wave. If you want to see its location, well, its velocity, it is wave. Its location, well, it's a particle. That's how it is, the electron. What I say, that You don't think of things without thinking of something else. Therefore, the created object is sustained by the material. And the material cause has got to be mentioned when you are hunting for the primal cause. So it is but logical for you to think of Ishvara having some material cause, X material cause. That material cause should account for space and time, which are generally the separating factors. Space, time and object, they separate. One object is different from the other. Here is an object and here is another object. One object different from the other, and of course place is different. Time also can differentiate. Same place, I am sitting here at this particular place P. At another time, another person can sit in the same place. At the same place, another person cannot sit at the same time unless the person sits on my shoulders. Even if he sits on my shoulders, I don't see that he is sitting at the same place. And he is about 2-3 feet above, in a more precarious condition than what I am. He can be shaken off. And therefore what I say, never at the same place and time you find two objects. So time can separate, space of course separates. But the time, space and everything in time and space themselves are intelligently put together. Time, space are not absolutes. Once upon a time in classical physics it was thought so. The Newtonian physics thought that space is absolute, time is always hanging around. Not anymore. Themselves are a product. You can't think of an object minus space and time. If this is so, then the whole thing, it's a package, the whole Jagat implies space and time. The cause thereof cannot be separate from the maker because time, space are yet to come. One more quick reasoning. This God cannot sit in space and create space. God cannot be outside space also. Because all outsides and insides are spatial. All inside space alone. You say the car is outside, you are inside, but both the car and yourself are within space. Understand? The galaxies are in outer space, but all are in space. So there is no such thing outside space. The word outside itself is spatial. There is no such thing outside space. God cannot sit inside space and then create space, because already space is there for him to sit in, location. This location buddhi is our problem. We always want to locate, where is God? I would like to know, where is God? Jaake dekhe. If he is a fellow, if he is one guy, he will be different from everything else, please understand. Everything else will get him. That means he will have common cold. Bacteria will get him. Mosquitoes will get him even in New York now. They will get him. And he cannot be almighty, I tell you. Because everything is other than himself. This is what all these people propound. And there are buyers for all these ideas. That's what bothers me. If everything else is different from him, he becomes another guy. He is different from me, he is different from every mosquito, every bacteria. They will get him. He will be another uncle. He will say, God is sick. He is on leave. Therefore, things don't work. He won't be almighty. Because every bacterium has got some little power. Every mosquito has got some power. In fact, I feel sometimes mosquitoes are more powerful than human beings. Because to catch this human being, to catch an animal, he throws a net, he sets up a trap. When it comes to mosquitoes, he gets into a net. Doesn't he? Who is more powerful? You tell me. You give me the logic. And therefore this God will become another odd person. And they talk about one God, etc. And then they call other people polytheists. They have got many God people. They have modernized this God, this concept. It is one God. There's only one God sitting there. Hey, if there is one God, everybody else also is different from that God. This one God is a foolish concept, idiotic concept. We don't say there is one God. Gita doesn't say there is one God, it says there is only God. You prove. What is the material cause for that Ishvara? Out of nothing he created. Hey, come on. Out of nothing, nothing is created. How am I going to assimilate that statement? I have to assimilate. I can't take anything illogical. I am ready for anything above logic. If you say there is a place called heaven in space, I will accept it. If you are interested in going, go. Most of these religions are promoters of tourism anyway. They are all interested in sending you to heaven. Okay. Tourism promotion. और क्या बात है? It's all tourism promotion. Nothing else. They all tell you, come and knock at your doors also. Are you interested in going to heaven? It is tourism promotion. After death tourism. A non-verifiable tourism. And therefore I can accept that there is a heaven. But it is eternal, I cannot accept. Because it begins, it will end. Because that there is a heaven is above logic. I cannot disprove it, I cannot prove it. But that is the ultimate end, I cannot accept that. There again I will be another guy there. If I am going there, I will be an individual. If I am an individual, there will be other individuals. Then there will be aage piche. Then there will be somebody taller, somebody, I am sitting before God, that's sitting there, and then rows of people are all sitting, and one fellow was this basketball player, and then he is right in front of. Then I have to see God like this. So like this. When I look into these concepts, I feel that we need not invent jokes. We have to only state what they say. That's enough. If it doesn't make you laugh, that is because you are a special person. That's all. Therefore, that maker, whom you call the maker, the Theo, has got to be the material cause also. Both are identical. If both are identical, then only you can say God cannot be in space, God cannot be outside space. Perhaps the space itself is not separate from God. If that is so, then the space has to be non-separate from God. God has got to be also the material cause. Both the maker and the material are identical. This is the only concept. In fact, it is no more a concept, it becomes a reality to you if that is properly understood. It is not a matter for belief at all. For the created Jagat itself is not separate from that material. Therefore, it is not even creation, it is manifestation. Therefore, the Lord Krishna would say, Ahamidam Sarvam, all that is here is me alone. They cannot say that. The pot maker cannot say, I am the pot, unless he makes a pot out of himself. Whereas the Lord says, I am everything. I pervade everything. There is nothing outside me. I am the Bharta, I am the Karta, I am the Samharta, I am the maker, I am the sustainer, and everything goes back to me alone. Nothing is really lost. This is what the modern physics would say, that everything is a manifestation. Only thing is there is knowledge involved. And they are moving within their own paradigms. And therefore, if they go beyond that, it becomes metaphysics. We don't have such limitations. For us, there is nothing, we want to know what is. We don't want to know what is physics. What is the property of this physical phenomena? We are not interested in that. We want to know what is the truth of all this. And the Upanishad, the Gita, would tell us that this entire Jagat is not separate from the Maker. And for you to assimilate this, please understand, you need to have a model. A concept like this, maker material being identical, is foreign to us generally. Because we always see the baker different from the dough of which he bakes the bread. And when you toast the bread, you are not toasting the baker, please. So this is how we see how maker material can be the same. Can be the same. Examples are given in the Upanishads, in the Gita too. But here, one example that I can give you, an example should be something that you know, understand. I cannot give generally they say, oh, how is this sweet? How is this? Oh, it's like nectar. Nectar? Nectar, nobody knows what is nectar. Amrit jaisa hai. Amrit jaisa kaisa? You have never tasted Amritam. So verbally you have heard, of course, Amrit. Nobody has tasted Amritam. It is just Amrit jaisa. I don't use that, okay? That's why it is called Drishtantaha. Drishta sadrishaha. Anta means sadrisha. Drishta tulyaha. Something equal to what you had gone through. That is called Drishtanta. You have gone through this great experience. When you sleep, you die to the world, your individuality, all your problems, everything, all gone. They are not gone. You are there unmanifest. It's a collapsing of the telescope like. You collapse yourself into yourself. All your projections will come later. Now you collapse yourself. Along with time, the world experience is gone. Along with space, world experience is gone. All rolled into yourself as a simple conscious being, not seeing anything, not knowing anything particular. No time, no space, no world encounter. You are there very much. That's why you can say, I slept well. That's why you also are interested in going to sleep. In sleep, suppose you will cease to exist, you will not go to sleep. You will put chili powder in your ears and keep awake as long as you can. You know that you will come back. I mean, it's a trust. Whether you come back or not, we don't know. But still, we hope you will come back. It's a kind of a hope. So you go there. No time, no space, nothing. In fact, Raja is no more Raja. The king is no more a king. The poor man is no more a poor person. Both have the same experience alone. This is amazing experience it is. It's a leveling experience. Maharaja is no more Maharaja. The great Sangeetajna, a person who is a musician, who is very particular about Shruti. Every 2 minutes he goes behind. The tambura ko thoda adjust karega. So one of the beads will go up and this will come down. This goes on, he goes on. I don't hear anything but this fellow. So fussy about this. But in sleep, no Shruti at all. The whole world around can hear him. Hear him sleeping, understand? Who said sleep is a silent thing? It's not a silent thing. It is one of those neighborhood disturbing process it is. In that snoring, I don't find any Shruti or Swara. He doesn't maintain the Shruti for half a minute. Garbur is all two different Shrutis. And therefore what I say, the Sangeetajna is no more Sangeetajna. The musician is no more a musician. And the Raja is no more a king. The begging person is no more a begging person. All find the same level. Pandita is no more a Pandita. The scholar is not a scholar. Everybody's Swami is not a Swami either. All gone. Is one experience of conscious being. That's all. There is no second at all there. Everybody loves it. Now you can understand where your love is. Where is your love? Not in sleep. In that experience of being not individualized, alienated from everything else. So that is what is so inviting for you, what compelling for you. That is why you never complain that you sleep. You always complain when you don't sleep. Did you ever say, yesterday, I have not so far met anybody. Swamiji, yesterday I slept and day before I slept and the day before I slept, every day I sleep. I don't know what is happening to me. It's such a fascinating experience. And therefore you prepare so much to go to sleep. The light must be proper. The pillow height must be proper. Everything must be proper. Because you are going into a very important experience. And then you don't want to come out also. You know, like some TV shows, you get into that, you don't want to come out. They want to eat. They call you want you to eat. Hey, please come and eat, afterwards go and watch. Then he says, can I have TV dinner? So you have TV dinner, right? Watching and the dinner. Because you don't want to come out of it. Something kicking. And therefore you don't want to come out of it. Look at this. In sleep, from sleep, who wants to come out? Who wants to come out? Nobody. Nobody. Only Lord Vishnu will come out because he doesn't sleep. He is always lying down. Shayanaha sarvam bibarti. He doesn't have an office work. If he goes to office, he has to take leave. Medical leave, casual leave, privilege leave, all these leaves, holidays, etc. necessary. Lakshmi will ask, when did we have last holiday? That is why Shayanaha, that is the greatest form it is. And by the way, India has contributed a lot of things. One of the first thing is this coil mattress. The coil mattress is again started from India only. He is on this coiled snake, So that is how it started. Really. Shayanaha sarvam bibarti. It is amazing form. It is that Ananta Shayana. Nobody wants to come out of sleep. You always wake up first and get up later. And there is a fight in between. How can it be a good morning? Every morning you start with a conflict. That is why perhaps you should be wished good morning. Because you started with a conflict. Should I get up or not? Sometimes to oblige the coffee you get up. They say also, coffee is getting cold. Are you a power? Coffee, the logic I don't understand. Coffee is getting cold. Therefore, to oblige the coffee, you get up. And again go to bed again. Nobody wants to get out of it. And everybody loves to go into it. That is the great experience of sleep. Where there is only you. What kind of you? Akhanda you. Limitless you. Then you wake up. That's exactly the condition before creation, if there is a manifestation. Creation, manifestation, both words we can use. Just because there is so much knowledge involved, it is called creation. Because there is some deliberate manifestation. Deliberate manifestation is what creation is, nothing more. Then you wake up. When you wake up, if that waking up is total, you are the physical body, physical world. If it is half, that's your experience I'm talking, half awake you are, there is dream. You are the maker of the dream world. It is not lagatar, first day you did something, second day you did something, third day aur thoda kiya, then fourth day aur thoda kiya, then seventh day you did something, suddenly you find there is no light at all, then afterwards you put the sun there. If somebody tells you this, if you take it literally, there must be some truth in all this, I hope, I suppose. If you take it literally, the child can ask, Dad, how can there be 7 days, first day, second day, third day, fourth day, 7 days without sun? Because light came only later, Seventh day, it was all dark, afterwards the sun came, sun was put. Then how can you say first day, second day, third day? What is that? How did you arrive at that? Or I say, it is literally, if you take, it's a problem. So it can be perhaps viewed little differently. That's not my job. Here you don't have. This first day, second day business is not there. It is not today thoda kiya, hour later thoda kiya. No. You thought of stars, space, time, stars, together explode. Manifest. This is called Big Bang. Big Bang means don't think there is a big noise. It is the manifestation, one manifestation. Space, galaxies, you thought of, they are there. Time, space, together they come. You can't think of galaxies without time, space. Then our earth, then the clouds, then the trees, ocean, whatever you think of, ocean, mountains, cows, houses, people, lottery also. Number, missing. Same thing. At least in dream you can win. No. There again it is the same. What I say, you see, all this you create. You are the author of that creation. Quickly listen to this. Quickly listen to this. What does it mean? So, I'm going to say it quickly, please listen to this, is what I say. You are the maker. You are knowledgeable enough to create whatever you have created. You are not going to create in the dream world anything other than what you know. You cannot create any object which you don't know. Can you? Can you create Gagabugai? Did you ever see Gagabugai in your dream? You may ask me, what is Gagabugai? I don't know. I don't know. In fact, I should not say, I don't know in this manner. There is Indian way. I don't know. This is how you have to say, I don't know. I don't know. In America, it is different. I don't know. Because if you say, I don't know, then you have to know. The other way. This way means you need not know at all. Because I don't know. That's all. Over. Shake your shoulders, it's over. I don't know. What is it you are going to study? I don't know. This is because I don't understand why they do this. Therefore I say, you ask me, why do they do this? I don't know. Because if I do like this, I need not know, So I need not. That's why I don't want to know certain things. This one I don't want to know. Nobody knows Gagabugai. Nobody can create that Gagabugai. You may say, Swami, I saw a man with a tail on. That is possible. You have seen tail, you have seen man. You have seen man behaving as though he has one. And therefore no problem. And you have seen Star Wars, you have got all these fellows, Chewbacca's, etc., And therefore, you see all these odd guys there. There's no problem. In a known Gagabugai, you will never say. That means, listen now, the knowledgeable you create out of yourself, being endowed with the power to create. It's an amazing power. Don't just take it for granted. It's an amazing power to create this whole Jagat, which includes a body for yourself, mind, sense complex. And all other fellows are there. One fellow will say that there is no solution to the human problem. This is one fellow there. Another fellow says there is nobody there, there is no God, etc. I don't believe in the another fellow says. The third fellow says that it is all nature. There is nothing else. The fourth fellow says, I am not an atheist, I am not a theist, I am agnostic. Agnostic means already he has made it. Agnostic means what? A man with an open mind. Open mind cannot dub himself. You can't dub yourself agnostic for your life. You can only have an open mind. An open mind means it is ready to discover. That is what we want, really speaking. We don't want an agnostic mind, an atheistic mind, etc. because all these minds are minds that have concluded without really knowing what it is all about. Without exploring, just illogical. Our whole thinking is illogical, irrational. Open mind. If you say, I will accept that. There is another fellow says, how can you say this world, these are all fellows whom you have created in the dream, understand? That is to be understood. They are all arguing now. One fellow, he says, God is in heaven and He created the world. He doesn't understand heaven also is within this Jagat. He doesn't understand that. God in heaven, he doesn't understand. He's a theologian. He doesn't think. In fact, if you say, Theologian, you need not say he doesn't think. It is enough. Theologian means he doesn't think. That's all. One who doesn't think may be a theologian. Non-thinking, absolute aversion to thinking. And they tell that also. They have got that inbuilt, an inbuilt programming, not to think. They say it's all satanic questions. And this is one fellow. Another fellow says, God is in heaven all right, but not in your heaven, it is in our heaven. Then our Hare Krishna comes there. And he says, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. In fact, Hare Rama first, Krishna later. And they will first take Krishna. Hare Krishna, start. Then afterwards, he says, God is in Golok Vrindavan. What is Golok Vrindavan? It is above all. There you have to go and play dandiya with him. These are all different people. All of them are talking different things. Do you know who are they? Who are they? They are not separate from the Maker. You are all of them. There, understand? You are the Maker. You have made all of them. Not only you have made all of them, you are all of them. Correct? All of them you are. You can be without all. Because in sleep you didn't have all of them. And that is what we call pralaya. This is what we call manifestation, projection, srishti, vyakta. Avyaktat, vyaktam. Avyaktadini bhutani, vyaktamadhyani bharata in the Gita. Avyakta nidhana nyeva tatraka paridevana. They are unmanifest first, manifest in between. Again it becomes unmanifest. From sleep is this dream creation, and from there again you can fall into sleep, or you can wake up. But that's not the example here. Example this much alone. You are the maker and the material. And do you know what? Your own knowledge is manifest in the form of space. Space knowledge is space. Space knowledge, time knowledge is time. Galaxy knowledge is galaxy. And everything, it is your knowledge that is manifest. Correct? You manifest in this form. Now listen. Ishvara, like this, is the maker and the material cause being identical. Like in dream, there is nothing inert, really speaking. There is a mountain there. You say mountain is inert, and the mountain rat, if it is there, that rat is not inert, it is conscious being. In fact, from the standpoint of mountain and the rat, one has life, the other doesn't have life. There is a conscious response on the part of the rat, whereas the mountain doesn't have that kind of a mind, etc. But from the standpoint of you, the maker, you are there, is all in your consciousness alone. The mountain and the mountain rat. There is nothing inert, Chetana, Beda does not exist. The difference. Correct? Similarly, Ishvara, the Lord, maker and the material cause, is manifest in the form of space, in the form of time, in the form of, in our model, air, Agnihi, Vayuhu, Agnihi, Apaha, Prithvi, Oshadayaha, Oshadibhyaha, Annam. So everything that is born here, everything that is here, is all manifestation of Ishvara. That is the reason why we can worship the Lord in the very nature itself. As a space we can invoke Him. We are not worshipping nature, we are worshipping the Lord. Don't say nature worshippers. I can worship the Lord as space in Chidambaram. Space is the linga there. Kala Akasha linga. That is the Chidambaram in space. Chidambaram means the conscious being in the form of space. That is the linga there. In Kalahasti, air is the element. Air is worship. Not air is worship. Through air, the Lord is worship. Air is the manifestation of the Lord. Tameva pratyaksham brahmasi. Wherever there is a life form, there is vayu, there is prana. And thus you have water, fire, everything. There is nothing. These are all things like the sun, moon, stars, Saturn, Jupiter. Any one of them can be an object for me to worship. Why? Because everything is the manifestation of Ishvara. We don't say, therefore, there is one God. We say, there is only God. Understand that? My body is included. My mind is included. My senses are included. That is the reason why I can invoke in one the whole or the whole in a given aspect. I always tell, suppose I am sitting there with you. Somebody is talking. I am keeping my little finger like this. Each one has got his own mannerism. So I have my own mannerism. I keep my little finger always like this, separately. And then man who is sitting next to me, he pulls my little finger. No, that's not my mannerism. I'm just giving an example. I may have my own, but you have to find out. But this one definitely is not my mannerism at all. And this fellow puts my little, just this is purely, I'm sitting like this, and then he puts my little finger. You please tell me, how much attention should I pay to that guy? How much attention? He pulled only my little finger. Therefore, little attention. It turned this way a little bit. Then he pulls my hand a little more. And then he shakes my shoulder a little more. And then he gets up and gives me a massage. Then I say, what do you want? Kya baat hai? Understand that? If somebody touches the little finger, who is touched? The whole person. The whole person. That's attention. Please, and don't take it ordinary. This is complete. The whole me is invoked. The whole me. I go to an orthopedic surgeon. Give my little finger, because I got some problem in my little finger. And I ask him, please look at this. And then little finger is the hero. It gets all X-ray, all light upon it. Everybody, nurses come and go. Everybody looks at the little finger. And so the doctor, so it is a hero. In the doctor's office, he is a hero. Goes all over this little finger. So much attention, my God. And afterwards, bills, not bill, bills, understand? Bills, X-ray, this and that, all these bills do not go to little finger. They go to whom? The whole me. I am the one who has to pay, not my little finger. I have to pay, understand. This is the truth of our tradition. Understand, you cannot understand what you call Hindu religion. It's the Vaidika dharma you cannot understand without understanding Ishvara. You are a zero. People will ask you all kinds of questions. Why do you worship so many gods? Then you are always defensive, because people have got different tastes, therefore they got different gods. So not only we have these are natural, then we have traditional certain forms. Again they talk a lot. You require an altar where I can place a flower. They are the losers. Thou shalt not worship an image made of hands. In this they are the losers, because they cannot perform a ritual. They try to invent something or the other. Having dismissed that, they have no reverence for forms, that is why. That is why they can consume animals, because animals are meant for human being. Human being is the only person who is here to consume everything. Therefore, he can kill anything, because they have no souls. They are meant for you. No reverence for forms. Then they are worried about environmental, ecology, etc. Why? Because again for human survival, not for the survival of the animal. What kind of concern is that? Anyway, that's a different topic altogether. I have a lot of things to say. And therefore this is because they are the losers. They cannot have an altar. They cannot have a dialogue with an altar. They cannot have, because they think there is inert and there is Lord. We don't worship an idol. You never worship an idol. You worship the Lord, don't you? You don't say, Idole Namaha. You don't say that. You say, Vishnave Namaha, not Stone Namaha, Idole Namaha. So like this, you are not worshipping. You take haldi. What a culture, my God. What a culture is this, out of dabba that is there in the kitchen. So this simple tin dabba where they have got haldi. Haldi is that yellow powder, turmeric powder. And they bring this powder. And on a leaf or a plate, they make a lump. With little water, they make a lump. This is meant for dal, meant for sambar. So this powder is made into a lump, kept there on this plate, and then the man says, Asmin bimbe, Haridra bimbe, in this yellow bimba, I am invoking Mahaganapatim Avahayami. Avahayami means I think of Dhyayami, Mahaganapatim Dhyayami. I think of the Lord Mahaganapati, then I invoke him in this particular form. Then afterwards you do puja. To whom you are doing puja? Haldi powder? Do you say Haldiye Namaha? What? You are doing puja to Mahaganapati. Understand that? No, there is no idol worshippers at all in the world. No one. No tribe also worships. Each one has a certain concept that it worships. For us, it is thorough. We have so much esoteric knowledge behind the whole thing. It's not simple. Our tradition is neither complex or simple. It is profound. What is profound is not complex. But it cannot be understood by a simplistic person. You can't make it simplistic. It is profound. Because all that is here is only God. If this is so, just now listen. Then all the laws that are here, are the laws which are the manifestation of the Lord, wielded by the Lord, and manifestation of the Lord. And therefore, when I clap my hands, about this manifestation we are going to look into further later tomorrow morning. When I clap my hands, the result comes to me. This result is not come to me, accrued. The result is accrued. Created by whom? By the law of the Lord. By the law of the Lord. One standpoint. By the law not separate from the Lord. Which is also right. Both are right. As long as you give a location to God, I am safe. You are safe. You can say the law of the Lord, nothing wrong. And the law which is not separate from the Lord, that produces a result. Now look at the sentence. Karmanyeva adhikaraste. You have a choice over your action. You have to plan what you want to do, etc. Because what you want is very clear to you. Then what is the means, of course, according to your understanding, these are the means and you adopt the means, employ the means. The result when it comes, naturally, it is either equal to your expectation or more or less or opposite. Correct? Therefore, the result comes from whom now? Please tell me. Lord Krishna says, Karma pala hetuhu mabuhu. You don't be the author of the result of action. Karma pala hetuhu. Hetu means cause, author. Karma hetu. You are the author of the action, but not the fruit of the action. That is taken care of by the laws of the Lord. Therefore, everything that comes to you as fruit is from whom now? From the Lord. This is an entirely different attitude. That creates an attitude, this understanding. It comes from the Lord. It is understanding. And then you have an attitude. Born of that understanding. What is the attitude? When something comes from the altar, a flower is given to you from an altar, from a temple altar. How do you take it? It's a flower? It is a flower. It doesn't cease to be a flower. It is a flower. But what is your attitude toward the flower? It is prasada. You hate bananas, but banana is given to you. What are you going to do? Prasada. Understand? Prasada. A leaf, tulsi leaf, prasada. Water, prasada. Pinch of ashes, prasada. Kumkum, prasada. Chandan, prasada. Laddu, prasada. What makes it a prasada, please tell me? What makes it a prasada? Your attitude. This attitude born of what? Now, culturally you have got, this is called religious culture. You have a religious culture. You are born and brought up in that culture. Therefore, you have this prasada buddhi. And that is why here the children growing up have some difficulty sometimes. That's only banana. What is that? It's not prasada. What is prasada? So definitely it doesn't do. Because it's not in that atmosphere growing, unless you create the atmosphere. It's an advantage for you to understand further what is this prasada. You know it is prasada. Prasada means you don't object. You know, that is attitude. That's an attitude of glad acceptance. With the humility, readiness, with openness, you accept it. In Punjab, there was one gentleman and he fasted for 41 days without losing a pound, I tell you. Do you know why? He used to take prasad every day. In no court of law you can win, I tell you. Prasad. That prasad is kada prasad. Kada prasad means one cup ghee, the same cup suji, that is the cream of wheat, and 1 cup sugar. Same. All sama. Equal. Huh? Then only it is kada. And if you take that, why should you lose weight, I tell you? But it is prasad, it's not food, it is prasad. Prasad, you see, it all depends upon how do you dispose of a prasada. How do you dispose of? It all depends upon. If it is vibhuti, put it here. If it is a sugar crystal, put it here. If it is a flower, you put it there. A woman generally puts it there. If a man is given a flower, then he puts it here between. This is what it's meant for that. Not only for glasses, it's meant for flower also. Keep the flower here. Put it there. But before receiving, before seeing what it is, you stretch your hand. You don't question what it is. Look at the attitude. You don't question what it is. After receiving it, you decide how to dispose it off. You don't dispose off. You appropriate. You take it to yourself. It is a part of you. Somewhere you keep it with you. A man comes from, look at this one. A man comes from India. In the customs man asks, do you bring any eatables? No. Okay, go. Then he comes. He had brought lot of laddus. And these laddus, he comes, one of the laddus, big laddu, he comes and gives you this laddu. Laddu is a sweet thing. Small people may not know. Laddu is a big laddu, he brought one. And he gives it to you. Only the previous day the doctor told you, don't look at any sweet. Okay? Even a sweet person, don't look at, your sugar will go up. Your sugar will go up, don't look at anything sweet. And naturally this fellow doesn't want to, he loves laddus. And he doesn't want to eat this laddu. And it is a huge laddu. And he says, no, I'm not interested, please, I'm not interested. He says, this is from Balaji Tirupati. What happens now, please? The fellow is all humility. Receives the laddu. And he can eat a little bit also. Even his wife will not object. Generally she will object. Not for this one. Then she objects, what are you eating? The Tirupati, Balaji. Oh, enough. That is culture. Understand? That is culture. She knows it. She knows it. He knows it. The calories do not change because it is prasada. Calories continue to be. By prasada also you can die. But your attitude undergoes a change. Previously he didn't know, listen now, he didn't know the fact. What is the fact? That it comes from the altar of Balaji Tirupati. He didn't know. Offered to him and it comes. Now he knows. It becomes prasad. You understand that? Prasada is purely an attitude. You have a choice. You can have a house, you can build your own dream house. But it is taken as prasada. Griha Pravesha is not done by you. It is always done by the Lord. You first create an altar there, and then you boil milk. And the milk is supposed to boil. This is a one-time milk is deliberately allowed to boil and spill over. Only one time. That is when you enter into the house. Why? Like even how the milk, what was little, half the pot it was, how it has become overflowing. Let prosperity, Lakshmi, let happiness overflow in this new home. I start. That is a prayer. Offered to the Lord. Then you enter. Do you know why? Because prasad. Karmanyeva adhikaraha me ma palish. The results are taken care of. Every child is a gift, is prasada, I tell you. It is given to us. And it is not an ordinary thing. That you have the privilege of seeing the child grow on your lap. It's a big privilege. It's a gift. It is a prasada. In fact, we give the name also as prasad. Shiva Prasad, Rajendra Prasad, Sai Prasad. Varieties of prasad. Here itself there may be some prasads. In fact, even who doesn't have a prasad name is a prasad. Everything that you have is prasad. Marriage is prasad. Griham is prasad. That's why it's all Lakshmi, Vara Lakshmi, Griha Lakshmi. It's all prasad. Prasada means there is no murmur. Nobody goes to a temple and then complains. Why are you giving me tulsi leaf? Why don't you give me a laddu at least? Unless you have gone for laddu. Prasada is not open for dispute. Prasada is shared. Prasada is received, enjoyed, and shared all the time. Understand? What an attitude. Born of what? Born of understanding. Karman eva adhikaraha me. This attitude already you have. This is already bana rakha hai, this attitude in you. As one who grew up in that culture, you have it already. Extend it further. That everything that comes to you is the result, as a result of your effort, is from the laws of the Lord, not separate from the Lord. Therefore it is prasada. Equal prasada, more prasada, less prasada, and opposite prasada. But still prasada. Understand? Still prasada. Samatvam yoga uchyate ishta anishto papattishu nityam samachittatvam. Whether ishta, what is desirable, equal, more desirable. Anishta, something that is not desirable. Less or opposite. Nityam samachittatvam. The sameness of mind. It's not a piece of advice, please understand. I don't say please have the sameness of mind. This is the usual lectures we hear. Useless, absolutely. I'm not giving advice. I say why you cannot have any other type of attitude. It is impossible for you to have any other attitude. That's how it is. Why? Because my awareness of Ishvara, that makes all the difference. And then again you have another definition, yoga karmasu kaushala. And while discussing this, we will cover the whole topic as I initiated. And tomorrow I will do that. First hour I will talk. Then we'll have a small break. We will have this Guru Dakshina program. We have a lot of programs. Our Shanta Kumar said something about this. So we have certain programs for participation. We have a gift for a day and things like that. We have some programs. And so you can perhaps join that program. In fact, gift for a day is not, one gift is not enough. For per day we require 10 gifts at least. But anyway, not 10 gifts perhaps we require. 5 or 6 gifts we require. But therefore, you can participate in that gift for a program. And we'll have that Guru Dakshina here. And then afterwards, Guru Dakshina is not to me. I tell you, I don't need money. I don't have money. I don't need money also. I have no money, and then I don't need money. Honestly, those who know me that I don't need money. I have no money. But the Gurukulam you have, it needs money, and it is your own place and you should use it that way. They are not hyping, please understand. It's not hyping every day, they're telling Gurukulam and all that, because it is their own feeling. Once you come there, you will feel the same way. And therefore, you're doing something, and I find it is something useful. Really speaking, somebody asked me, Swamiji, why do you come here? We have come here for purposes. Why Swami should come here? We got a lot of work in India. It is true, really. We have a lot of work there in India. And we do. But either you come here, Swami must come here because there's no audience there, or he comes here because he has got some money collection or something. I don't take 1 cent from here to the ashram. It's all here. I don't take. If this country, the people here need it, let them pay for it, let them have it. People in India, they will take care of it also, if they need it. You don't need. You are helping me, they're earning. No, you need not. Unless some special project or something, you need not. And so, then I didn't come here for collecting money, since I don't carry it there. Then what for you come? Audience, there you don't get audience. That is not the truth, please understand. That is not the truth. Maybe I am escaping from the audience there. Maybe it is. In fact, some of the people who come here from India, and they will say, Swamiji, for this audience you are coming all the way from here? That's what they ask me. Hey, I'm not coming for audience. I say, some people whom I know, once I know whether it is 10 people or 5 people or 100 people, it is those people. So they keep me coming, and so I'm coming. Understand this? Dakshina is a nimitta. Swami is a nimitta. Just an excuse here, a chance, an opportunity here. And also it is our tradition. And so you respect the tradition, and then through the Swami you help the cause, which is for yourself alone. If you don't think that you cannot be a part of it, don't give me anything. Okay? You give me your address, name and address, so that I can contact you. Even that, suppose, no, that's okay. That is also fine. Still I will teach you, understand? I will teach you. You can come to me, you can ask me questions, I will teach you. Because I don't think what I teach you can buy. You cannot buy. And I cannot be bought by any of you. Okay? All of you put together also cannot buy me. Impossible. I'm not a big man, I'm a sadhu. So I'm a simple sadhu. Do you know what is a simple sadhu? Simple sadhu is one no money can buy. That's a simple sadhu. That's a sadhu. This is the minimum qualification I have. Other qualifications and all that, don't worry, okay? This is the only qualification. This qualification I have, I can openly say that. I'm a simple sadhu. No rich man can get me. No money can get me. And I've been reminding like this, and it is easy for me. This is me. In fact, every sadhu is supposed to be that. I suppose all of them are like that. That's how I relate to them. I don't say this sadhu, I don't look at them, what kind of sadhu he is. I don't look at them. I take them as sadhus. And that's how I relate to them also. Therefore, we will have that program. Then afterwards, we will have a question-answer session. You can bring the question tomorrow also, it's not a problem. I'm not going to read the questions before. No. I will read it here and answer. If I have the answer, I will answer. If I don't have, I will tell you I don't know. Okay? I don't know. Thank you.